Hey friend, boy do I have something useful for you today. I sat down and I mapped out the answer to a question that I get often. Why do you say that I need to spend between 10 and 15 hours a week with face-to-face time with my spouse? Why do I need it and how do I do it? I have kids, I have schedules, we don't have money, all of the things. So I want to map that out for you today, whether you are closer to the 10-hour-a-week schedule or the 15-hour-a-week. I have options for both. So stick around and I'll break that down. Hey mama, welcome to Intimacy After Infidelity. Do you want to get a grasp on your emotions and feel loved and cherished in your own home? Do you find yourself up late Googling things like, can a marriage survive infidelity? Or what's the first step to file for divorce? Do you wake up full of hope only to end the day with more shame when there's another trigger or stupid argument again? Hey, I'm Christina Joy, a Jesus lover, wife, and mom. I too felt the shame of infidelity and wished someone had a roadmap for how to get out of the mess. I wanted freedom and a totally different marriage. So I kept telling myself I just needed to try harder to end the affair and fix my marriage myself. Until I found I needed Jesus to heal some deep wounds in my heart. Through prayer, a whole lot of research, and developing new healthy habits, I was finally able to find healing to shed my shame once and for all. Now I'm excited to share everything I've learned with you. So set the kids up with their fun activity, find your safe space, and relax. Let's build your life and marriage better than it's ever been. Friend, did you hear that I only have a few spots left for these mini sessions in July? You might be feeling like nothing is working in your home and you are tired of the arguments, of the frustration, of the hiding, of the burden that you just feel within your body. You're wondering, will things ever change? Will my marriage ever be different? Will there ever be joy and intimacy in our relationship again? And sister, I felt the same way. I remember that feeling of just, you don't even have a word for it, but that feeling of just being down and burdened and wanting out, but not knowing where to turn or what to do. So I want to be here for you. I would love to spend 15, 20 minutes just sitting in the trenches with you, of virtually putting my arm around you and encouraging you, validating your story and where you're at, and then coming up with a game plan for your next right step. You will not be in this season, in this situation forever, so let me help you get unstuck and figure out your next step forward. Okay, here we go. So first of all, why is this so important? As with anything in life, you need to have a schedule. You need to have a plan. One of my favorite quotes is, if you fail to make a plan, you plan to fail. And that is even true within your marriage. Do you have a plan for how you and your spouse can work together and safeguard your attention and affection for each other? So you want to be intentional with your schedule and with your time. But connecting is also important. Go back to when you were dating. I bet that you spent quite a bit of time together. Maybe you were long distance. Did you spend hours on the phone checking for text messages or emails or actual phone calls? I remember even as a kid having that one house phone that was attached to the wall and the other one that was cordless, but my parents would only let us in the downstairs bathroom where we felt like we had some privacy. But you probably remember those moments of butterflies, talking with this person that you liked and loved, and you wanted to spend so much time with them. If you were lucky enough to be in the same location, you probably had dates all the time, taking walks or doing different activities, maybe spending time at the other person's house or going out to restaurants, going out to games, or visiting with other friends. All kinds of things. The options felt endless. So when you were dating, I would wager that you probably spend 10 or 15 or more hours together every week and you didn't even realize it. So why is it that when we get married, we think that that can lessen? Sure, you're living under the same roof, but your intentionality and your affection and attention, those don't get to diminish after you get married. Also, if you have found yourself in an affair, I would also guess that you spent a crazy amount of time with the affair partner, whether talking or going to visit, whatever the situation was. You found time for this other person. So again, can we find that same time and that same intensity for your husband, for your spouse? Your time shows where your priorities are. Your time, your money, your calendar, all of those things speak louder than your words about what's important to you. Are you spending your time on TV, video games, maybe reading books and listening to podcasts? Nothing wrong with some of those things, but are you spending more time on those things than you are your spouse? Are you and your spouse sitting in the same room, scrolling social media? Maybe the TV is on and you're both on your phones. Just because you're in the same room does not mean that you are connecting at an intimate level. So let's cover that today. When I use those numbers, 10 hours a week, 15 hours a week, people tend to kind of freak out because it sounds like a lot. So I wanted to break that down for you. Here is just a suggestion. Every person, every family is a little bit different, but here's how easy it is to make this possible. So if you were looking at 15 hours a week, I suggest that the biggest chunk of time be one night a week going out on a date. And I wrote down for that 4 hours because I guarantee you, if you are a mom of littles, you would love to have a babysitter that could do bedtime. So even if it was something like, from 6 to 10, you get home, the kids are in bed, maybe you go to bed right away, but you can have dinner and some extended time with just your husband, your spouse. So I said 4 hours a week for date night. Okay, how about dinners every other night of the week? That's face-to-face, hopefully at a kitchen table. And if not, I challenge you to consider that. Eating dinner at a kitchen table, maybe just 30 minutes a night for those other 6 nights. Well, that adds up to 3 hours in the week. Okay, how about every night for, we'll say 6 days out of the week? You have 1 hour that you can spend together in the evening, especially, before bed. Put the kids to bed, the house is quiet. Can you find 1 hour together before you go to bed? Okay, I also said 1 hour a week of planning your schedule and your budget. Any of those administrative things that you still need to talk about, use that as part of your time. Communicate. Friends, I guarantee that if you actually do this, it will benefit your marriage. There is nothing here that will hurt your marriage by sitting down and communicating with your spouse, even if it is just the calendar and the budget. That would be 1 hour a week. So for the last hour of the week, I said that 6 days out of the week, somebody is leaving the house and then coming home. Maybe one of you works outside the home, or maybe you both do. And so what if you took 5 minutes before somebody leaves where you hug, kiss, pray together, look into each other's eyes, and just talk about what's coming up for the day or what happened in your day? So 5 minutes before they leave, 5 minutes when they come home, and if that is 6 days a week, well, right there is your last hour. So what I just mapped out for you is 15 hours in a week. Now, what if you say, no, I absolutely cannot do that. Okay, how about 10 hours? Here's another suggestion. Same thing, 5 minutes before somebody's coming and going, and yes, that takes time to plan so that you can maybe be ready 5 minutes earlier, and you can have time to look at your spouse and talk with them. So same thing, that would be an hour. Maybe your date night, you cut down to 2 or 3 hours. Maybe your evenings are so rushed, you have kids that don't go to bed, or you have kids that are in sports practices and evenings are hard. Okay, could you spare 30 minutes before bed? 30 minutes to give your spouse some undivided attention. That would add up to 3 hours a week. Even your schedule and your budget conversation, cut that down to a half an hour, and you still have to eat dinner. So I still said that 30 minutes a night for dinners. So altogether, that even adds up to 10 hours. So I just wanted to show you this template that I'm giving you is super flexible, but it's some suggestions for what you can do in that time. I do not mean 15 hours a week sitting at your dining room table, staring at each other. It's awkward silence. You don't know what you should do or what you should say. You'd rather just be doing something else. The point of this, however many hours it is, the point is intentional connection, communication, undivided attention, so that you are communicating to your spouse that they are important to you. They are more important than social media, than your friends, than anything else that's going on in the world or the house. They are important to you. So if you're in a season of wanting to build your marriage, pour into your spouse, watching how much time you give them is one way to start. So if you're listening to this saying, I don't know if I want to spend that much time with my spouse, I don't know if they would even be game for that, we're just not even in a space where that's possible. Sister, would you reach out to me? I would love to sit down and chat more about what we could do for you in these first steps of moving forward. I know that each situation, each relationship is different, but there is still something that you can do to move forward. So if you would reach out to me either on Instagram at Christina Joy Coaching or shoot me an email, Christina@ChristinaJoyCoaching.com. I would love to connect with you, hear where you are, and hear where is the next right step for you. And also, if you're game for it, provide some of that accountability. You say you want to do this, but who's going to hold you accountable to make sure that it gets done? If you're up for it, I would love to help you in that area as well. So I hope you have a great Tuesday, and I will see you on Thursday. Hey Mama, I hope today's episode encouraged your heart. If you need to talk about this some more, would you send me a message at ChristinaJoyCoaching.com? Also, please take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It thrills my heart to know this podcast is helping you heal your heart so you can shed the shame of your affair. I am cheering for you, and I can't wait to hear your story. I'll meet you back here on Tuesdays and Thursdays for another episode. As always, be clothed with strength and dignity and laugh without fear of the future.